Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJ Man 777 here, welcoming you to part 26 of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. In the last episode, we defeated Omega Ridley on the Space Pirate homeworld to claim our final Hypermode upgrade. We were then informed of a Leviathan battleship, which the game is reminding me of right now. Isn't that convenient? We were then informed of a Leviathan battleship that we need to go board in order to go to the planet and go to the planet that they have named Phase to finish Dark Samus off once and for all. However, we also started item collection in the last episode, and if you guys remember, I said we cleaned up the entirety of Brio. I was mistaken. We cleaned up the entirety of Fiery Brio. You guys may remember that there's an area called Brio Ice. Now, in this area called Brio Ice that I always forget about, no matter how many times I play through, there is an energy tank that we have not gotten yet. So that's exactly what we're going to go do right now, and we're going to go grab that energy tank in Brio Ice. But as I continue and go, before I go any further and continue into this episode, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our donators over there on Patreon. MickeyPhorGens, MaddiLeigh, Thomas, Color Craze, and Valentine Blaze. I know I did that in a weird order this time, but that's okay. But that's okay. So, as we get into Brio Ice here, we only have one item to pick up. And this will finally finish off Brio, and then, we can all aboard the hype train as we all get a chance to now board the G.F.S. Valhalla. I found a pit. As we get a chance to board the G.F.S. Valhalla, finally. We are going to be going there, and it's the creepiest and most atmospheric area of Metroid Prime 3, and I absolutely love it. I'm sure you guys will as well. I will be showcasing the music and everything when we get there. I don't think I could screw attack over this. I tried. I mean, you technically can if you get, like, the good height, but if you time this right, you can just... I bonked. Why did I bonk? That's never happened before. What is this, AGDQ? 2018, which is going on right now, by the way. Oh my god, game. Please stop falling into a pit. I need the screw attack to work. Okay. Alright. You know what? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with me. It's probably because, you know, real gamer hours aren't activated for me right now. I woke up probably about 10 minutes ago before I had to record this episode. How did I miss that? I woke up 10 minutes before I had to record this episode. So good morning. I have my morning coffee next to me. It is currently about 11:30 in the morning. I got a lot of sleep. To put it bluntly, I got a lot of sleep. I needed it. I've been working 7 days straight, but this is like one of my first days off in a while, so, you know, I figured it's time to finish the Metroid Prime 3 series, which I will get the entirety of out to you guys this week. We are all, like I said, we're almost done. We have 3-4 episodes left to finish, and then we are done. We are done with Prime 3, and we are just gonna probably wait until Prime 4. And I'm going to completely live stream Prime 4 over on Twitch, because if you guys don't know, I live stream now over on Twitch more than I live stream over on YouTube, because Twitch keeps my bitrate more stable, and YouTube doesn't, and YouTube, like, makes my frames drop, like, consistently, and all in all, I don't like streaming on YouTube. So, I'm not gonna anymore. We stay on Twitch. We stay on Twitch with my good friends. But with that, that is going to be the energy tank of the area. And now, we can make the long, arduous journey. It's not really arduous. To the G.F.S. Valhalla. Now, the G.F.S. Valhalla, I nearly fell off that. The G.F.S. Valhalla is, as I stated, the most atmospheric area in the game. There's a reason for that. And it's because, as we were informed at the beginning of the game, it was attacked by space pirates on a Federation mission. On a Federation training mission for new green recruits of space pirates. It also had an Aurora unit on board, which was the goal of the space pirates to capture. Did they succeed in capturing Aurora Unit 313? Yes, they did. And we will get to that, and you will see the complete, utter destruction that the Space Pirates brought to the G.F.S. Valhalla when we get there. So, we're going to head there right now. And once this loading screen finishes. Yes, that's a loading screen. You may think it's a white flash effect, but you notice how I'm just standing here. It's because it has to reload Fiery Brio. That's an entire loading trigger that you can't skip. That's probably one of the longest loading triggers in the game, if not the longest. But I don't believe it's actually the fully longest loading trigger in the game. There should be on this wall. Yep. We're just getting out of here real quick because I don't want to stay in Brio any longer than I have to, because we have finished, like I said, we finished off like I said, we finished off Brio, so we don't actually need to be here anymore now. We don't need to be anywhere, actually. Alicia's done. Everything is done. You know, of all the times I've played, you usually don't spawn there. You spawn there. Of course. Recording luck. Well, who knew? Nah, I don't care about the Shriek Bats. They don't do enough damage. However, when we get to the G.F.S. Valhalla, I'm going to start to be real concerned because, holy God, there's a lot of enemies that can just absolutely wreck my health bar. Because, as you'll soon find out, all the enemies in the G.F.S. Valhalla are Phazon-based. So, that's fun. Alright, here we go. To the Gaflar system, which we have never landed at the G.F.S. Valhalla yet, but it's time for my favorite area of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. I don't care how hard it is. This area is the best. I'm going to finish my coffee while these loading screens happen. It's good coffee, I'm telling you. Like, man, Keurig coffees are fun. Fun, easy to make in the morning. I just get up, make my coffee, I'm ready to go for the day. Let's go. There it is, though, the G.F.S. Valhalla. You can see it's completely obliterated just from this side, but now, look at it. And the best part is that we're going to hear this glorious music coming out of the ship, but then the atmosphere is going to completely change. Yep. Now, remember how I said there's a free energy cell, and it's the last energy cell you want to pick up? It's right here, right next to this down stiletto fighter of the Space Pirate. I'm sorry, of the Galactic Federation. Space Pirates have a little bit of a different fighter. So, technically, you only need 5 energy cells to complete the game. You may wonder, well, why did you collect 9? Well, because this is an 100% run, you need all 9 to fully explore the G.F.S. Valhalla. And unlike any other area in the game, unlike any other area in the game, the G.F.S. Valhalla cannot get a satellite sent to it to know the item locations. You have to explore the G.F.S. Valhalla in its entirety, using your energy cells that you've collected throughout the game to get these the rest of the 100% upgrades. Now, we also could have come here earlier in the game. The reason I didn't was because in order to actually go to the Space Pirate battleship, on the Leviathan battleship that they have, we actually need a code. We don't get that code anywhere else but at the end of the G.F.S. Valhalla. Now, we're going to get into that, but before I get into that, I want to scan this really quick. These right here are the best examples of what are keybearer lores for Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. There are 9 of these scattered throughout the G.F.S. Valhalla, and this tells you specifically where they're located and what room they're located in. So, this one was where the Metroid Hatcher was on Norian. They are in order based on planet, so that makes it really nice as well. So, with that, this makes gaining access to them really easy, because you get 3 energy cells through main play, but then you might have to go back and get 2 more if you're playing this casually. If you're playing 100%, you gotta scan all 9, but luckily, I know where all 9 are, so that wasn't too much of an issue. These here are Phazon Shriek Bats. As you can see, they explode into blue goop. And if we go this way, you may notice there is a trapped Galactic Federation soldier. He tried to get through the door. But you may notice they're like a husk of their former selves. So, if I shoot him, he just crumbles to dust like we've seen many enemies do in the past. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to be quiet for a little bit, about a minute or two. And I'm going to give you guys this soundtrack that you're hearing in the background. Because there's two versions of this soundtrack. There's one as we get further into the Valhalla, and there's one right now. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to boost the audio a little bit so you guys can hear this and understand where we are and why it's so creepy. Right, I think you guys have gotten a pretty good idea of why the G.F.S. Valhalla is so creepy now. Now, those enemies we were just fighting are Phazon Hoppers. They are much stronger than normal Hoppers, and they can enter Hyper Mode as well. They take 3 Hyper Missiles to take out each, or 1 pretty much massive Charge Beam attack, and you have to land all the shots onto them. Now, we've gotten 1 missile expansion so far. There's a total of 255. There are 2 missile expansions left on this ship as well as an energy cell. I'm sorry, not an energy cell. There is a, not an energy cell. It's a heckin', energy tank. I don't know why I said energy cell. We've gotten all the energy cells. So, the best thing to do in the G.F.S. Valhalla as you go through, intentionally corrupt. These enemies can break your hyper mode if they hit you. So, it's best to kind of try and keep them at bay and obliterate them with hyper mode tanks. This entire area you want to fight in hyper mode as well. Now, you may have noticed there were 2 paths I could have taken. Now, I went to the right because I knew for a fact there was an a missile expansion there. So, that is 1 item in the Valhalla down. Luckily, there isn't many in the G.F.S. Valhalla, but there's enough to make you explore the entirety of it. Now, the main door in that main room where I fought those Metroids, that is actually the door on the bottom right that we need to go to. This door is actually an elevator. Now, this elevator has an energy cell. But you may notice, yeah, this is the elevator that I'm talking about. So, I mean, we can activate this to activate the elevator. If we so choose. Now, I just want to show what happens if we go down to the bottom right, because we'll come back to this elevator in a second. I did want to activate that with the energy cell, so I don't have to put that in later. Now, we're going to hopefully get through here without the ing obliterating my face, because they do that, and I want his energy. I want it all. I can just do this forever. No. No, that's very rude of you, sir. I'm just going to take an energy tank back and then rip you to shreds. Because that's how we do things around here. So these Metroids, as you know, I can just take the X-ray visor to them and instantly kill them. It's actually really nice. I am not locking onto the Metroid. Can I shoot it in the brain? No. No. Bad Metroid. You stay back. I don't like when they do that. It creeps me out. Pretty sure this is just a save station, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. The Metroid's behind me. Yep. Alright, he's dead now. Ah, yes. So, you need Plasma Beam to activate this. Another Key Bearer lore here. You need 2 energy cells here. So this is technically the way we're supposed to go. It's this way. You gotta power up the entire G.F.S. Valhalla. And it brings up a couple more phasing. You can just take care of these guys really quick. These guys aren't really any trouble to deal with. You just wait for them to pop out. You grapple beam them, steal their energy, and then rip them in half. Really easy. Not really a big threat. Easy way to get energy back, though. I will say that. Also, you can't kill them normally. You have to overload them with Hypermode, as a lot of Phazon-based enemies in the game. There we go. So there is a medical bay that we're heading to. If this is the area I think it is, there's just a missile expansion. Yeah, okay. So, this is essentially what is like a command bridge, or what was the command bridge. Actually, if we check the map, you can see the exact name of the room we're in. This is the weapons cache. I don't know why they'd store their weapons in a room that has a glass barrier where you could see all their weapons. It's just like, oh, let's just blow up this room and they won't have any weapons. It's exactly what they did. Also, these are lore pieces. There are a few of them. This one's about Talon 4, so we're going to read this really quick. The Talon 4 incident. Planet Talon 4, formerly a Chozo colony, was struck by a stellar object 50 years ago. The object was later determined to contain large quantities of Phazon. The Chozo were able to stave off the spread of Phazon at the cost of many Chozo lives. The survivors abandoned the planet, fleeing to an unknown location. Decades later, Hunter Samus Aran responded to a distress call in the sector and discovered a space pirate mining station there. Aran eliminated both the pirate and Phazon threat from the planet, though not without cost. And that cost, of course, came in the form of Dark Samus. So now we're going to head back to that elevator, which is where I had to go. We're also going to shoot this Metroid in the brain, so he doesn't bother me. They like to respawn, like, a lot in this area. I'm shooting it in the brain. Just give me the insta-kill. Give to me Metroid death, okay? We're not playing Metroid 2. This game technically happens before Metroid 2. Just give me insta-Metroid death. That's all I'm asking for. Thank you. Insta-Metroid death is best. Don't have to deal with them. Right. So we're going to continue our way through the Space Pirate facility. Alright, I'm sorry, our Space Pirate facility. We're going to continue our way through the G.F.S. Valhalla. I am going to end you. That poor Ing, he didn't deserve what happened to him, but, you know, he's in my way, and he wanted to attack me, so, I mean, I obliged. I obliged. Alright, let's head back into the elevator, which is where we need to go. So this elevator, you may notice, has a morph ball tunnel behind it. We're actually going to use that because there is an item in this morph ball tunnel. It should be the last energy tank. I want to go up the elevator, please. Thank you. I want to go this way. Then we need to go back up. You'll be able to see the energy tank as we move through. I'm pretty sure it's an energy tank, at least, if I recall. If not, of course, it's a missile expansion. Because wait, wait, what? Wrong way. I didn't mean to do that. I swear. Swear it was part of the plan. Oh yeah, it's just a missile expansion. All right. Energy tank is, I think, connected to the medical bay. Yeah. Okay. All right. No, we're doing it right. We're there. There's one missile expansion left in the game. As you can see, if I pull up my item screen, we have 98. There's 2 more items left on the Valhalla. One is a missile expansion. One is an energy tank. So with that, I don't know if we're going to be able to get 100% this episode because there's still a long way to go through the G.F.S. Valhalla, and there is a save station coming up in the Valhalla, which I am going to use to save the game. In fact, this next room has Space Pirate. He's very dead. He got crushed. All right, this room right here. Right, this is the save station I was talking about. And we got a little bit of time for this episode still, so we're going to continue. There's Metroids behind me. As you can see them trying to zap me in the cutscene. That is the save station, which has an energy cell. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, I got him in the brain. That's all I needed to do. Oh god, there's more! Alright, we good. We're fine. Everything's fine. So if I go in here, there is a save station. Or should be. It's somewhere around here. I know it's around this area. That's the room right there. That's the save station. This poor Ing, I'm just going to steal his energy. And then we're going to, finish it off. Also, if I hit my mic there, I apologize. Obviously, you play this section with the nunchuck a lot. So, there are things that have to be done. Also, I like shooting that Space Pirate because he just disintegrates. I don't like doing it to the GF troopers. I will do it to the Space Pirates. Now, this trooper, Phazon has begun the process of absorbing the dead trooper. Yeah, if you thought Phazon wasn't creepy enough, it's absorbing the energy from the dead trooper who's already dead. Isn't that fun? Isn't that great? Doesn't that sound fun? Wouldn't you like to be absorbed? I mean, I personally, coming from experience of maybe possibly being sucked on from a Metroid because, Metroids, they latch onto your, brain, suck the life juices, and it's creepy. It's creepy. It's in every Metroid game. It's creepy. It's meant to be. Right. We're going to get into that room in a bit because that's actually where we need to go. I don't want to go too far into the Valhalla quite yet. That's rude. Shoot me once. Shame on you. Shoot me twice. Shame on me. Shoot me a third time. Nah, you don't live. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Also, there's our last energy tank. Alright, save station's coming up soon. Got one more missile. I'm sorry, ship missile expansion to pick up. That's what's in the Valhalla. It's a ship missile expansion. We have 255 missiles. That is the max amount of missiles in the game you can have. Now, I will warn you guys that when we get to the finale episode is very... it's going to be very long, because we're going to do the entire finale in one episode. So expect like a 40-50 minute long episode, because we're going to beat the game during that episode. Like I said, we're super close to finishing it. Not much left to do here, besides just move on. And I know the save station's close to here. Now, here are 2 more energy cells which are jammed. Security hatch unable to open. Control mechanism within wall has probably malfunctioned. We will be able to access those, but we can't until we climb this room. Now, This is where the Aurora unit was. Ship's AU was connected to this platform. Debris suggests that it was forcefully removed. By who, you may ask? Well, the space pirates. Now this right here, security hatch. A strong blast could probably loosen any jam parts. The moment I do this, we're going to be met with the final. The final show up. He didn't show up. I know he's in this room. He can't fool me. I know he can't fool me. I know he's in here. I'm waiting for it. It should be now. You should show up right now. Yes, he's alright. The final Metroid Hatcher. Man, he just really wanted to take his sweet time. You all know what we do with the Metroid Hatcher. We did it to that one. We're going to do it to this one, too. Dead. Forget fighting it the long way. We don't need to. Also, yes, drop all the energy I don't need. Because I have max health in the Nova Beam plus X-Ray Visor combo. Ah, it feels good to have this much power sometimes with the Samus's weaponry. Right. So that is the final Metroid Hatcher. He is dead. We no longer have to deal with any more of those throughout the game. Not even on the final area. I don't know why they decided to put 3 of them in the game, but they did. Luckily, 2 of them are very easy to kill. Right, so as we go through here, there's a Metroid dragging a space pirate, which I think is super funny. Shoot him in the brain. Thank you. Brain shot. Headshot. Another one. No. Bad. There we go. Sometimes the X-ray isn't very specific with where you hit them. You have to be like super precise on where you hit them. But that's okay. Ah. Yes. So, this is the room I was talking about. So right here, this is the Anther incident. We don't know about this one. So we're going to read about this one. Planet... Oh, it's Aether. Doy. Aether, home of the Luminoth, was struck by a Phazon meteor 5 decades ago. Again, 50 years ago. Meaning Metroid Prime 1 and 2 happened like one after the other. The impact had catastrophic events on the already unstable planet, creating a dark twin of the planet and a dire race known as the Ing. A brutal war between the twin planets took place. With the Ing gaining the upper hand, the G.F.S tier went to the sector to investigate the pirate activity, but they were forced to make an emergency landing on Aether. Shortly after, the entire crew of the tier was attacked and annihilated by the Ing. Hunter Samus Aran was sent to investigate and wound up entangled in the local conflict. Aran fought against both space pirates and Ing and arose victorious. Aether's dark twin vanished, taking with it the Ing horde, and the planet's peace was finally restored. After the Aether incident, the Federation sent the G.F.S and her back to Aether to deal with the pirate base. Upon arrival, the crew and marines of the Anner assisted the native Luminoth in dismantling an abandoned space pirate mining facility. During the operation, the crew detected the presence of Phazon, and the ship's crew investigated and collected several kilograms of ore, which would later lead to the development of the PED suit. So this right here, data backup terminal online. Enter the proper code and access the data backup files of the ship. Now that is on here. 78356. This is creepy. Just listen.
Data log entry G467.3. This will be the last communication of the G.F.S from our efforts to repel the space pirate boarding force have failed. They have successfully removed the primary mounting structure around our stasis tank. It is obvious now that they intend to extract us from the vault core. It is vital that the Federation receive this transmission. Severing mankind.
That right there is the creepiest transmission in the game. First off, that's AU313, if that wasn't obvious. But that's not why we came here. We came here for this. This is the code to the Leviathan battleship.
The data you just acquired appears to be a space pirate Leviathan command code. It is likely that this code could allow us to control the Leviathan in orbit above the pirate homeworld. Find a way onto the Leviathan and use that code.
Well, we know now all about that code. Now, we're not done. I think, honestly, we can finish off our 100% here. There is something I've missed. Notice how MadLab Alpha has a little tunnel near it. That tunnel is connected to this room, which I completely did not go into, on the other end of the elevator platform. So we're going to head back there very quickly, and we're going to finish off this episode. I know this episode's a bit longer, but I definitely want to finish 100%, seeing how long we've already been recording and that we only have one item left. So at this point, there's nothing else to do other than finish the 100%. So I can just do this. Also, now Metroids are in here after the Metroid Hatcher's dead. What a surprise. They're everywhere as well, so I'm just gonna... Hopefully this door loads. It didn't load. This Metroid's gonna come behind me and eat my face. Oh god, they're all here. Oh god. Let me through. Let me through. Luckily, the Nova Beam does a lot of damage to these guys, which I like. I'm just gonna walk by and not care. Just gonna... Yeah, just keep walking. Just keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Not gonna do anything to me. Keep walking. Keep walking. Doesn't hurt. Nah, that didn't hurt. Keep walking. They do like 7 damage. I'm just gonna keep walking. Oh god. Okay, these ones I need to get rid of. Nice. Alright. Oh man, that's right. There's 2 more. Right. Right, so this is where I can use the last few energy cells in this room. Now, there is something I want to do here as well. Because we're getting really close to the end of the episode, there's one more soundtrack of the G.F.S. Valhalla I want to give you guys. The track is simply called the G.F.S. Valhalla Depths. And I want to give you guys this track really quickly. So I'm going to play this now while I clear out this last room. So here you guys go. So that is the last item in the game right there, and you're going to notice it's going to take us back to a very similar area as we follow the ship missile expansion. It gets pushed all the way through this vent, and we're not going to find it until, obviously, the very end of this vent. You cannot catch up to it otherwise. But that right there is 100% of all the items in the game. Complete the game to view the 100% ending, which we will do. So this is just a door. And it's going to put us back at the very beginning of the G.F.S. Valhalla. Right before the elevator room. Right before where we needed to go. There's one last thing. I know this episode's long. And I know I said that I wanted the one last thing in 100%. But there's one last thing we have to do. So we don't have to do it at the start of the next episode. And that is, we got to go back to the Space Pirate Command Center and finish the job. We have to get control over the Leviathan battleship right now. Get eaten by a Metroid here if this door doesn't open, but there we go, we're good. So there's going to be a Phazon Hopper on the other side of this room. We're just going to say bye, have a wonderful day, and open the door. Right. Quickly going to the Space Pirate Command Center, which is where we need to go. Can't skip this. This is obviously that one of those last final loading triggers. But we are almost done with this game, ladies and gentlemen. 27 episodes is what this series is going to come down to, despite the last area being quite a while, especially on Hypermode. But we have a benefit to playing on Hypermode in the final area, and you'll see what that is when we get to it. Last thing I have to do right now is go get control over the Leviathan battleship. This is really easy to do, and there's going to be no resistance in my way to do it. So, as you remember, in this command center here, where the green door is on the second floor, second floor, we can go all the way through to the command station, which is what we're going to do. There's going to be no resistance here, maybe except that one turret, because that turret likes being here. That turret is also one of the most evil turrets in the game, where it's placed. It's actually not there. They dismantled it, thank God. I hate that. But that turret has killed me before, and I hate my guts to admit that, but yeah, no, the turret, like, it was after the initial command center skirmish. I'm like, I gotta go save, and then the turret killed me. It was not fun. It was not fun. So we can just go straight. There's gonna be no resistance in here either. And this is gonna be, in the main game, our one and only use of the hyper grapple in the main game. That's not the final area. That's it. That's all we get to use the hyper grapple for. That's all we get to use it for in the main game. Isn't that disappointing? I don't know why we have to take a train to go here. But we do. I can skip this, luckily. Can't skip this. I don't know why I can't skip this one. It literally loads one room. I'm not sure why they couldn't put the rooms right next to each other. But they decided, no, we got to give them a train sequence. But you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with it. Because luckily it's really quick and we can get to the command center, which is right here. So this is the barrier. And right over here is a morph ball tunnel. The slight, tiny puzzle that we have to do where I can just suck all the energy I used, pretty much. And get control over the Leviathan battleship. Which we're going to have a little bit of a warp sequence. We're doing this, by the way, so I don't have to worry about it later. Also, welcome to the Leviathan. Also, you can shoot the eye on this thing, and it won't care. Like, look at it. It just doesn't care what you do. Target appears to be the portion of the Leviathan's core, invulnerable to all weaponry, except these. Leviathan optical. Any type of weapon fire. It's an optical organ, and it doesn't like being shot. In fact, the meteor growls at you. Don't do that often. It will actually attack you. Oddly. But we're uploading the code. Objective complete.
Samus, we have gained control of the Leviathan. Now we'll be able to open a wormhole and warp to phase. It's time to end this. Once you rendezvous with the fleet, we'll head straight into the belly of the beast. I look forward to fighting alongside you again, Samus. Godspeed.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We are done. 100% completion. We have control over the Leviathan battleship, and I apologize for the longness of this episode, but I didn't realize it was going to take this long, and I remember there being a save station in the Valhalla. There was not. So, that is okay. They're going to remind me because I didn't go to the map screen, but I know where I'm going, so don't worry about that. But what I can say for you guys right now is I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And in the final episode, in the next episode, it's time for the final fight of the Prime trilogy. And it's an interesting fight. I'll give you that. I'll give everybody that. It's an interesting fight. Much like most of Prime games, there are 2 bosses. But that is all I'm going to say about it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And until then, this is CAJ-Man777 signing off. Stay safe, everybody.